Jody Mackey with GirlOnFire.Life. I've had a lot of people coming to me asking me questions about what I feel about the new Tennessee law that has been passed. As of April 26th, they signed the law that allows teachers to be able to conceal carry within schools. I'm actually not a big fan of this. As much as I love people to be able to have tools to be able to defend themselves, there are a lot of considerations that should be put in place here before we just jump the gun and decide to allow teachers to carry. I don't believe that this is necessarily going to work well. If you imagine a teacher every day going into school, trying to inspire their students and build relationships with kids, taking them under their wing and trying to help them to that path of success, now imagine them also having to actually shoot that child. It would be like shooting their own kid. There are so many mental blocks that have to be there, and imagine doing that yourself, and it doesn't sound very viable. I also worry about the actual skills of the people that are carrying the firearms. They have a requirement of 40 hours of training, but even still, that's not enough if it's not going to happen consistently. And we also look at law enforcement, and they have fails all the time, and they're training for situations like these. Teachers, their workday is not done at the end of their day. They have papers to grade, they're creating tests and curriculums, and we're going to expect them to practice at the level they need to be able to, one, hit their intended target, two, deal with the psychological issues that happen here, and three, also dealing with that aftermath later. So all of those mental blocks that they would have to get over are really going to be challenges that are not going to be able to be trained away per se, if we lack of a better way to say that. I believe that it's much better to be able to focus on prevention options. We can use technology like metal detectors. We can do community mindset building so that kids actually are starting to connect better with each other so they can relate to each other, and we can undo those kids being isolated on islands so that they don't escalate on a violent path. School is a place where kids should be able to go to socialize, to build community, and to learn skills to be able to move forward within the world later. It's not a place for them to have to be on the edge every day and be afraid of violence now also from their teachers. It just doesn't really make any sense. We're not putting our efforts and our energies into all of these other things, which I think need to be done first before we decide to arm the teachers and just give up and throw up our hands and say there's no other way. I believe there are many ways. We just need to change the conversation. Jody Mackey, GirlOnFire.Life.